Well, disc golf fans, this is Derek Scull and Chris German. We are Gatekeeper Media, and we made it to the final round of the 2019 303 Open, brought to you by Discmania, of course, in their new home state. And this coverage, as always, is brought to you by Millennium Golf Discs.
Yeah, Discmania, about an hour and a half away from where we're at now. We are in Federal Heights, Colorado, at a mixture of two different courses. They kind of combined them for this
Highland Park, I believe.
Disc Golf Pro Tour test event here. So we have a close one. Eagle was able to gain one stroke from Joe in that second round after having a slow start. And it's basically a three-man race with Michael Johansen only 5 strokes behind. Carey's along for the ride.
I'm having a lot of fun watching all this.
So Chase card, we have some good names on Chase card as well that we'll be providing at some point with Simon and Jamie. But it's really, like I said, these three guys, and I'm stoked because so far we've seen a lot of Eagles, seen some ace runs.
Yeah, a ton of Eagles on this course, so that might prove to be that some things need tweaking, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. So we're gonna move into hole 1. This is 619 feet, par 4. Basically, you want to throw a hyzer shot. It's gonna be uphill. You want to land in the big dirt mound that we'll see, kind of where there's a slope. And on your second shot, another big hyzer shot. There is OB to the right inside the circle. Joe has been up and down this course with his disc golf swagger.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it does look like the wind is picking up pretty good here at the start of the round.
Yeah, I would say day 3 was the windiest of all days.
Yeah, where day 1 was probably the most mild.
Eagle McMahon only 1 stroke behind. He has had
a little early release.
Yeah. Really great round 1. Round 2, he started off pretty slow, but really picked it up on the back 9. And then Michael Joe.
The legend.
Really good out of his hand.
Plays the skip there at the top, and he finds really good placement there. He should have a wide open shot for his approach.
Yeah, that roll kind of rolled him over to the left, and I know we said in the past that left side's a little awkward footing. You need a lot of distance to try to get over those guardian trees on your second shot. Is Carey, another Discmania member, so it's cool to have. We had Colton in round 1. We have AJ here in round 3. So it's cool to see title sponsors have some of their players on this card. I don't know what I was doing here, but Eagle, I forgot Eagle was throwing, and he launches it. Gets it down circle 2.
Oh, is that a OB?
Yeah, it's going to go OB.
That's been tricky for a lot of people this weekend.
Oh, no. So, yeah, like I said, that footing could have been a little off for Michael Johansen, and kind of threw that one right into the ground.
Yeah, knowing that you have the OB, you don't want to rip it without being, like, unsure. And there it goes.
Ooh.
Safely landing within the circle.
And that's the closest he's been the entire time. Johansen hits some trees, but that's well within his range. This is Eagles' look for birdie, so you can see the wind picking up. Just right off the basket. Oh, no. Right off the weak side. AJ is going to unfortunately take that bogey. This should be an easy putt for Joe.
Yep.
So round 2, the beginning started off with Joe and Michael Johansen. Both were 5 under through 5. MJ actually ended up going 6 under through 6. I don't think we're going to see that today, as we see already with Michael Johansen going to be taking a par if he makes this. So he does. So it should be a little lower scores, maybe, I would say. Could be wrong.
Now, something that I will say about MJ is that he is one of the most positive people I've seen out there in the field. He doesn't make good connection on a shot. He just kind of shrugs it off and says, oh, well, I'll get it next time.
So everyone's going to get a chance at number 2 for the last time. This is a very short par 3 coming in at 278 feet. Basically a putter shot with a nice little turnover, just like this. So that comes up a little short for Joe. We'll see if he runs that. I doubt it because there is OB long. There's also OB to the left and the right.
Yeah, this is a fun little hole to kind of start your round off with.
Yeah. Fast green. Eagle's just been throwing these really big grenades. This one, unfortunately, lands.
Comes in hot.
Yeah. Comes in literally straight up and down and just rolls right out of bounds. Johansen.
Just making it look easy.
If you want to park this hole, that is how you do it. Very good shot from AJ as well. Look like he might even got CTP.
So as we mentioned before, the drop zone, it is kind of tucked away a little bit over to the side, and it does make it a little dangerous.
Yeah, Eagle gave it a bid with that OB behind and it being a raised basket. If you don't hit the basket and you really go at it.
Or if you hit the basket at a weird angle and it gets away from you.
So both these two are going to be picking up birdies. It looks like Joe just laid up. Actually didn't get that shot. So he takes the 3. Looking back at Joe Rovere's career, 1025 rated when this event happened, over 50% win ratio, just close to $100,000.
That's some stats for someone who's not on tour.
Yeah, that's a good career for a teacher.
Yeah.
Coming in the par 3 or hole 3, this is a par 4, 603 feet. We did see some eagles here from Eagle in round 1. Very attackable and gettable hole. It is slightly downhill. If you throw something understable, that's going to kind of turn and then have enough to come back and really have that full flight. You can really get down there. As you even said, MJ didn't expect he would get as far as he did on this hole. And we see some people get to the mouth of the green.
I do believe that there is a Mando, so you can't kind of cut off the outside of it, so you have to be Mando left.
Yeah, there is a tree to the right.
This is finding OB.
Yeah, it's going to be out of bounds for AJ.
So we've seen Joe rip massive flex shots here, kind of as he's doing now.
Yeah, look at that.
That's how you carry distance. Holy cow!
And that's exactly. Oh.
We didn't ice him, folks, but
Eagle has been doing the same. He's been ending up really far to the right. This one looks a little better out of his hand. This should.
Yeah, that flattened up really nicely. Wow. He's going to be kind of under.
He hit that tree. Just right into the bottom of that tree. It's a sneaky little approach for.
It's available.
AJ.
Yeah. MJ with a touch shot for his approach.
Smack and pin. Made a pretty nice gallery on day 3 as well. Not Sunday, it was Cinco de Mayo. Joe's gonna lay up.
Yeah, that's a tricky area to be for Eagle.
It looks like he has just like probably an MD5. He's something just gonna a little flick. Yeah. Drop that right in there. Tap in 3s. I mean, you can't ask for much more.
Can't always be a hero.
Oh, no. And that's the second time he hit that weak side. Just needs to recalibrate a little. Three for MJ, 3 for Joe, and 3 for Eagle. So
now luckily we are early in the final round here, so he has plenty of time to be able to recalibrate those putts, hitting weak side one right after another.
Yeah.
Plenty of golf to play.
Moving in the hole 4, this is another par 4 coming in at 763 feet. This one's very similar in terms of just you really want to throw a really big flex shot if you can. If you have the distance, you'll land pretty close to the green. It is slightly downhill. People with not as much distance are going to kind of throw an Anheuser shot that will kind of flip up flat. and kind of land.
You definitely want to be more to the right.
Yeah. There is some trees to the left that can get in the way, and I would say that's pretty on point. That's even a little better. Kind of started to flex back a little bit. This from Joe is basically what most people would be doing.
Looks like he is a little short of in front of that kind of tree line there, though.
Yeah, and I would say traditionally most players are going to be landing there. It's only the people like the Eagles who are going to go up and over everything. This one needs to get stable. And it does. That's a better spot than he was in round one.
Almost pin high from there.
Yeah, and luckily, your second shot, I mean, you can definitely go for it because you kind of have a little bit of a backstop that you can land on. So that's going to be tough for AJ. He might be pinched behind that tree.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to have an angle. You're probably going to want to throw something pretty understable from that point.
Or have a forehand available. Joe, great shot from him. He's going to be inside the circle. Look at that dog.
Just came out of nowhere from the woods, too.
Yeah, like whose dog is that?
The owner was just right in the wood line there.
I didn't know if it was like AJ's dog and he was like,
No,
came out of his disc golf bag or something.
What was also really funny is that he didn't know that the dog was there until he took that knee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's like, wait, where'd you come from?
Eagles shot. Pretty good. Well within his range.
So AJ's turnover shot really did kind of just leave him with a lot more distance here to approach the pin.
Yeah, and this is the type of hole you really don't want to be walking away with a par.
Yeah, and the way that he was pinched behind that tree, he didn't have a sidearm option. It choked him off there.
Ooh, a little high for Eagle, but he secures the birdie. Tapping for Joe, basically.
It's pretty high, too, actually.
Yeah. A little more than a tapping, I would say. MJ's in as well.
Just like an evolution, the game is always changing. Change happens on even the smallest of levels, all the way down to the DNA. Discmania's DNA has always held the drive to change the game. Now, this DNA has transferred to advanced disc golf manufacturing technology. Change is happening. It's time to evolve. In collaboration with Latitude 64, we want to offer you exciting, modern, and revolutionary products. Products that will reinvent your game. Introducing Evolution by Discmania.
Big shout out to Discmania for sponsoring this event. This was an awesome event. It was the second time we made it out to Colorado.
Yeah, I do want to just kind of take a minute and give a shout out to the entire organization that's running this event, the kind of the local scene all together. Everybody has just showed us nothing but, a warm welcome. So thanks everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's about as textbook of a shot as you could be on this hole for sure.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because it's a pretty short par 4 in the grand scheme of things. It's almost like a tweener where you almost want to move the basket up or back to make it like a true par 4 or a kind of a long par 3. It's an interesting hole. It's one that I definitely think could use a little bit of work.
Well, and you're not using an actual tee box here. You're using that's actually a service road.
Yeah.
You'll notice like all the water that's trailing there, so it's affecting their footing. They were complaining that it was pretty slick. That was dry until a truck rolled through and splashed all that water out that's in that pothole.
Oh, no. Eagle did go out of bounds there, and it looks like AJ is going to go too. So these guys are going to be thrown really far back, almost re-teeing.
At least it's drier footing here.
Eagle's going to go big hyzer. We're not going to see it, but we'll probably see it land. Here it comes. And that's going to be inside. Wow. It's just outside circle.
But
that's a
makeable
lot
for him.
That is a lot of power to throw a hyzer shot that strong over all those trees. I mean, you can see what AJ has to do and look how much distance he still has.
Yeah, fighting. He's fighting for
that. That is a true scramble. Eagle just goes up and over MJ. This little forehand approach. If you have the forehand approach, this is definitely the spot where you use it. We've seen that from almost every player. Joe just making it look easy. Looks like he's going to get another stroke on Eagle. Widens the gap a little bit. Oh, no.
Yeah, that one hurts for sure.
Going out of bounds and then taking that there. It's not a good score for him.
Yeah, it's hard to have a fighting chance with that. And then taps the top of the pin.
Yeah. So it's going to be a double for AJ. And you can't really see it, but you can see on Eagle's shirt, the wind is howling pretty good there. Like, that is putting straight into a headwind. Like...
Yeah, keeping your shot low is so important for that.
Yeah, it looks like Eagle kept it a little too low. MJ did not calibrate enough, and he actually hits off the band. Joe with the easiest of the shots, and he capitalizes. But even that, I mean, that was a very
nose down,
putt. And you can tell he had to work for that.
Yeah, because when the conditions aren't ideal, you know, even the smallest putt could be the biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm. MJ's like, yeah. We're going to move into hole 6. This is one of my favorite holes, personally, coming in at 330 feet. It's a par 3. It's a peninsula shot, but we have these two trees that really allows you to kind of throw hyzer forehand, hyzer backhand, right up the gut, turnover backhand. I mean, it really allows you to throw almost any shot you really have.
Well, really, it doesn't really impede your shot selection. It's just enough tree to keep things interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And we did see people hit the tree, and if you do hit them, you're going to go out of bounds. There's a bailout there to the left.
And you can really play that hillside.
So Eagle went backhand round 1. He goes forehand round 2. He calibrates even a little better in round 3, and he drops it.
He might have been looking for an ace run there.
Yeah. So this is looking really good from AJ.
Yeah, what a great bounce back. Coming off of the last hole that he had.
And that was the first. So Joe's been over there all 3 rounds. That's the first time he doesn't really run it. I think the wind kind of prevented him from that.
Joe's rate of play is a little quicker this time around as well. Oh.
Right off the band. It's that wind. Yeah, these are the shortest rounds in terms of speed-wise. It went the quickest, fastest play.
I guess that's kind of a testament to, tournaments that are like Las Vegas, where it takes place over multiple courses, as opposed to this where it's the same course, same layout, all 3 days. Mm-hmm. You have time to really adjust.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I do like both varieties of playing on multiple courses in a tournament.
Yeah,
and
it's important to have both styles in a tour.
Yeah. What's your favorite? Do you like playing just tournaments over multiple days on one course, or a couple different ones?
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Shout out to Eagle McMahon. Awesome stats. He's going to be a legend. Moving in the hole 7. This is a par 4 at 785 feet. Another very beautiful hole. We do have a Mando with those poles. You have to stay to the right. You're going to kind of land where the drone is now, and you have this really kind of deceiving upshot. It's
a lot slanted footing.
Yeah, it's a lot longer than it looks, and it is an island. So, and one of the nicest looking holes, I think. MJ owning the box. Got the tail end of that there.
Yeah, it comes up a little short. It looks like it's right into a headwind there.
Yeah, or maybe a right to left.
And if that sits down, that should be a great placement.
Good roll for Eagle. Round 2, he kind of released a little early, threw it into the ground. So far, Joe has taken 2 birdies. And that one came up a little short.
Yeah, it looked like he may have kind of clipped a branch that's kind of hanging here late in the fairway.
These folks are unleashing AJ. Great shot from him. And this is the first time that Joe elects to just lay this up. He's been running those to make it across every time, so it's interesting to see him play the percentages there and just take his par.
I think because he knows what hole he's about to play after this.
As MJ, unfortunately, is going to throw that out of bounds. From MJ to AJ.
That's really
what
close.
What is it going to be? That was the best view from it, and it was just short.
Dang. Kudos to running it, though.
Yeah. Eagle with the really big hyzer forehand, and that skips off the road, and that stays in bounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Joe, this is the first time that he played the layup strategy, and he's going to walk away with a par.
Smart golf.
Yeah. So it is nice that part of the road is out of bounds or inbounds, so he does get to throw from the road instead of the grass. Same with MJ. So they're all going to drop in inside the circle. It's the Eagle just outside, I would say.
Yeah, kind of behind the natural barrier.
This is a very important putt for the birdie. This will gain another stroke back on Joe.
Ooh. Solid connection.
Yeah, the crowd went pretty wild here.
I think it warrants one, right?
Yeah, let's rewind that for you.
Smooth.
Right out of the hands. Right center of the basket.
Dead center.
It's a good birdie for Eagle.
Rocking his evolution hat there.
And Joe's going to knock in his par.
Easy par for him.
Yeah. A little tougher for these guys. Unfortunately, they did go out of bounds. And at this point of the round, I mean, this is where you walking into the only par 5 on the course.
Yeah, longest hole coming in at 989. You got a traditional layup here, right around where that pin is traditionally. Then you're going to fight uphill here. You got OB on the fence and OB Wooder.
And OB to the left and OB long. So OB all around.
I would say this is something where if you're starting to tire out by this point, it's only gonna get worse.
And this is the transition into the two courses, right? Isn't this the transition from the one course to the next?
Yep.
Yeah. So I really like this hole as well. It's a tough par 5, I think, in the grand scheme of things.
I think that it's good for testing strategy. And how to read the field.
Exactly. I don't think you're not going to see a lot of eagles on this hole. To get an eagle, you're going to have to try to throw over this little out of bounds that's here. And I don't know if anyone's really going to do that for the risk.
I feel like that's way too aggressive for something that, statistically speaking, is very rare.
Yeah, play your percentages because you're going to have to land on that hillside, and then your second shot hit the green, which...
I guess if you had like a perfect tailwind.
Perfect conditions,
and you're feeling it, but...
So here I would say you want to be more to the left on your first shot, because on the second shot, if you're more to the right,
you want to be on the short green, essentially.
You have to throw something kind of what MJ does there. Not as much power as you might see if you're lined up to the left. I would say that's a pretty good spot to be as well for AJ.
Yeah, something that can hold the turn and then kind of flex to get you a little more distance.
Yep, good spot for him. Just kind of staying away from that fence in the water all in general, because the out of bounds to the left is pretty generous. The road is in bounds, so yeah, it's past that.
Yeah, you still can't really see the pin from over there.
No.
But it's there.
So on your third shot, you're still going uphill. By this point, you should be able to see the basket, and you really have to throw something you trust over the water.
That's a great approach by MJ.
It was a little low for Joe, but it hits perfectly. It gets a nice skip, and he should be able to get another birdie. AJ's been having a pretty tough round overall.
But he finds himself right under the basket, though.
Yeah. It's kind of been missing some putts.
Well, luckily he doesn't have the putt on this one.
Yeah. If only you could tap in every hole. So I would say both rounds so far, this has been a very interesting spot for Eagle. I think this is where he's lost a lot of strokes. He 3-putted this round 1. He struggled round 2. I'd say this has been the part of the course, really, where we haven't seen Eagle at his greatest. And this is coming down to the final stretch. Joe gets the nice putt. So what do you feel at this point? Do you feel like if you're a couple strokes behind, you're about to go into the final 9, are you going to play a little more aggressive knowing that you've seen Joe just throw up and down this course and put up a lot of green?
I feel like if you're going against someone like Joe specifically, I think now's the time where you break out being a little more aggressive.
Show that distance.
Yeah. Now, it is still a tight race on the backside of you as well, like for the most part. So it's not like, you have like a ton of headroom here, but enough to be able to run things a little more.
So this has been a pretty tough hole for Eagle as well. He is unable to get a birdie here through 2 holes. This is traditionally a pretty easy hole. Par 3, it's just around 300. I mean, just throw a hyzer shot around this tree.
Yeah, he's found himself in the rough.
Yeah, he was in the bushes in one round. He was a little too far to the left in the other round, which was a pretty tricky putt, kind of where MJ is now, a little farther.
A little dangerous.
Yeah. It's nice, though, after that par 5. It's still uphill, but it's a nice par 3 for you. So AJ kind of goes a little far behind. Wow. So it's no easy putt.
Oof. Just comes up short.
MJ, no.
But see, there he is, just shrugging it off. He's going to walk right up, tap it in, move on.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. So the cycle continues.
Yeah, that is...
He is 3 for 3 for not capitalizing on on this hole.
And Joe is 3 birdies. And it just shows you this
Old school and new school.
The middle of this course has really been a struggle for him all week. Everyone else is going to tap in. MJ's still smiling. That's going to bring us to the end of the back 9 of this final round. It's now a 4-stroke difference between Joe and Eagle. MJ only a couple strokes behind, but I would say at this point, Eagle needs to turn something around, have something miraculous to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Turn on some of that local magic to battle some of the other local magic.
Maybe an ace, maybe a couple eagles. We'll see.
All right, well, tune in for back 9, and thanks for coming along on this ride with us, folks.
Take care.